Hey guys, Josh the Cardinal Off-Road. Today I just want to take you around and talk to you about the coilovers that I put on and what spring rates I went with. So I read a lot about these coilovers and spring rates, and everybody's running a different spring rate. So I kind of want to show you my Jeep and talk to you about the spring rates that I went with and what my up travel is and where I'm sitting at right now. So let's go ahead and start with the front. Alright, so starting out, I just show you my Jeep, show you how it's sitting. That is 5 inches up travel. So it looks like a lot in the front, you know, because of clearance, but that's because it's running a Highline fender, so you can kind of get a better look on the back. All around 14-inch travel coilovers, 2.0s from Radflow. In the front, I started with 250 and a 200, 250 on the bottom, 200 on top, and then went from that to a 200 over 200, just kind of see where it would set. And then I came with my final numbers at 200 and 175, and I'm very happy with how it's sitting. I'm going to leave it right where it's at. Couldn't be happier. It's got a good stance and it's sitting pretty low still. So that's the front. It's a little lighter than I thought I would have ended up with from doing a lot of reading and stuff, but a lot of that can be determined on your angles and stuff like that as well. You know, and every Jeep's different depending on the weight and stuff you're running. So in the back, I started with, oh gosh, I want to say a 150 over 200, and then I ended up with, what is that? It's a 195 on the lower and a 125 on the upper. Now, one thing that I've read and talk to people about is you want to keep these, you don't want your coil rates too far apart. So they say up to like 100 pounds, but the issue with that is if you run on such a light spring, especially if you're wanting to drive this on the road, you're going to get a lot of sway because that spring is so light. Because I actually did mess around with some 100 pounders, and you talk about super light, those things are just so thin. But this is what I ended up with. And keep in mind, on the rear here, I believe I'm running 1 inch preload, or no, sorry, I believe it's 2 inches preload. And in the front, I believe I'm running 1 1/4 to 1 1/2. So keep that in mind when you're doing your coilovers. You're gonna want to set some preload up. I think they say like 1 to 3 is where you want to be. Otherwise, you can get some spring. Trying to think of the name of it, where your springs kind of get a little loose, especially at full droop. So you want a little bit of preload on your coils when you're doing that. In the rear, it's pretty light, but one reason is I do have the back seat in there, so I actually probably set a little bit more preload once I get it all done, because if I have passengers in there, we'll drop it down a little bit. But I will be running a fuel cell, obviously, so that's a little bit of weight. But I'm not running no back tire, so it's going to be a lot lighter. You figure at about 180 pounds a piece, you know, that's a whole other person on the back of your Jeep. So I'm keeping it with no spare tire, and I like the look. And the other nice thing is with back tires sticking out, I don't have to worry about nothing hitting. So that's where we're at. Like I said, I just want to do a quick video, kind of show you guys how the Jeep sits. Sitting really low. You see the 241 over there, so working on that right now. Hopefully I'll have that video coming out here in a couple weeks. It's a little bit of an issue getting that thing up in there with a flat skid plate, but I'm going to do my best to get it done. It's getting close, so make sure you guys keep your eye out for that video. If you have any questions on the coilovers and stuff like that, or what angles I'm running these at, just let me know. If you have any comments, make sure you comment below. Check out the other videos. Don't forget to subscribe and follow the build.